shot dead, they would be in custody. Why, if they had intelligence, that Rigathi Gachagua or anybody else for that matter had paid goons to come and cause chaos in Nairobi, why didn't they act on that intelligence? Why did they supervise the goons wreaking havoc in the streets of Nairobi? How did they allow goons to go to a police station unarmed and take over a police station? And they had the intelligence. I think the CS Interior must respect the people of Kenya. People are not that stupid, you know? It is very evident that in Nairobi, the real goons came after 6 p.m. and downtown, River Road, Nyamakema, Taveta Road, Lithuri Avenue. The havoc, the looting was done in darkness under police supervision. Why were these guns not shot? Why were these thugs not shot? Why were they not arrested? And if anybody had funded them, the first evidence would have been to arrest those people, and then they can give information as to who had funded them. Right. Why would a government let goons create mayhem under their supervision, under their very eyes, for a whole day, for the whole night without taking any action? Why they did not do it?
You mentioned rightfully, Mr. Gachagua, that Kenyans are not stupid people. What Kenyans want is answers because lives were lost. But what we're seeing is a blame game. You blaming those who infiltrated the goons, or infiltrated the protests, the government blaming the opposition. Your name has come up. So if you say the protests were infiltrated by goons, who planted them? Do you have names? Do you have evidence? Have you recorded a statement?
I am not government. It's not my responsibility to stop goons from going to Nairobi. It is not my responsibility to arrest goons. That is the responsibility of government. These are people who are paid by taxpayers to make sure that they protect life and property. It is not the work of Rigathi Gachagua to go to the streets of Nairobi and protect life and property. I don't have such capacity. That is the work of the government. And they cannot shift blame and start saying, no, these goons were organized by so-and-so. Why did you allow them to terrorize Kenyans? Why did you allow them to loot property? What have you done since they did that? You know, even as you are looking for whoever could have sent them, why didn't you deal with them on the spot? Because you have seen videos, Michelle. Goons raiding supermarkets as police watch. You have seen videos, goons having conversation with police officers. You saw during the demonstrations against the death of Albert Ojwang, goons singing praises in the praise of Governor Nairobi outside State Hall. Today, it is now 2 weeks. None has been arrested. Those images are there. That is not the work of Rigathi Gachagua.
But you, Mr. Gachagua, are on record talking about state-sponsored goons. Where is the evidence?
The evidence is that if you see goons in a police vehicle, who owns that police vehicle? That is the state. If you see goons wreaking havoc and police are just watching, you don't need rocket science to know who has sponsored the goons. You know, if goons are wreaking havoc the whole day and none has been arrested, it's obvious who has brought those goons because the government cannot arrest their own goons. If these goons were brought by the opposition, as they are alleging, Michelle, all of them would be custody, they would be in court. But these goons have not been arrested, and they cannot be arrested because they were brought by the state.
Let me ask, do you believe in justice for victims of the June 25th, 2024 protests first?
Do I?
Do you believe in justice for the victims?
I do.
So where were you, Mr. Gachagua, on Wednesday, the 25th of June, during this week's protests?
I was just here in the house.